are back here for another video. Frank Nez has another awesome article out here, and it is more than 34,000 MMTLP letters have been sent to the regulators. So that is what we're going to cover here in today's video. Here we can see Hester Pierce claims MMTLP investors should write to the SEC. Yeah, so where she said we need to keep writing, but I mean, how much more do we really need to write? So let's go here and go over this article here in today's video. And here you can see more than 34K MMTLP letters have been sent to regulators. This is published on April the 18th by Mr. Frank Nez. And here it says more than 34,000 MMTLP letters have been sent to regulators by investors affecting by the aftermath of the U3 halt and delisting of ticker symbol MMTLP. Investors affected by the MMTLP scandal have been flocking to DC to meet with representatives, making calls daily, and raising awareness on social media about the injustices that have been forced upon them. Here it is, 34,175 letters have been sent. The goal was 40,000. So investors who held shares of MMTLP stock on the record date of December 12th would receive a preferred dividend of Nextbridge Hydrocarbons on Wednesday, December the 14th. However, MMTLP stock stopped trading on Thursday, December 8th after FINRA delisted the security without notice or warning. Nextbridge made the following statement related to the events. We recognize that some of our shareholders who owned Meta Series A non-voting preferred stock prior to the spinoff might have been affected by FINRA's halting of the trading in the stock while the company was still wholly owned and controlled by Meta. The current board and officers of the company have no information from FINRA regarding the trading halt other than information in the public notice published by FINRA announcing the trading halt. Further, FINRA did not provide any advance notice to the company or Meta prior to initiating the trading halt. While we are not involved in the trading halt, we certainly empathize with anyone adversely affected by the trading halt and are assessing the matter. The company believes that our primary means of delivering shareholder value is to develop our interest in the Oro Grande Basin, and we remain focused on this objective. Congress and regulators on MMTLP. Early in April, we found Congress was getting involved in MMTLP scandal through a leaked letter sent out to MetaMaterials CEO George Palakelis. However, a new letter from Congress details an ongoing investigation into naked short selling and other market fraud. Congressman Bill Posey said in the letter he's been hearing from a variety of constituents on retail's concern involving MMTLP. These letters have certainly provided investors with a boost in confidence in their efforts. However, investors who have met with representatives say this is just the beginning. One major concern is that the representatives who aren't fully understanding or educated of the malpractices that occur with the market may pose a big roadblock to and risk to retail investors. SEC Gary Gensler was expected to answer inquiries on MMTLP on Tuesday hearing, but failed to touch on topics related to the concerns. It is evident that although the retail community has done a fascinating job of raising awareness with Congress and FINRA, others may attempt to silence the masses by simply having their message fall on deaf ears, as we've seen in the past with AMC and GameStop. Investors are urging one another to continue to send letters to regulators. How to submit your MMTLP letters. There's a complaint form here, and it has the SEC, tips and complaints, SEC, investor complaints, the Ombudsman submission, FINRA, file a complaint, DOJ, market integrity. Here it says more than 34,000 MMTLP letters have been submitted to the regulators. You can support the MMTLP community by submitting a letter on fairmarketsnow.org. You can also support the community by sharing this article and all other forms of the information to raise awareness. So here it is, guys. This is it. You can go to fairmarketsnow.org and share this article here, share this video, share Mr. Frank Nez's article here, share my video to get this word out. Whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, just make sure you're sharing this to get the word out to everyone so we get this baby resolved and we get paid like we're supposed to get paid, and hopefully we get the markets free and fair. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. Catch y'all next video, guys.
Peace. So large and so big. But let me ask you about this case, this MMTLP, which apparently the company was poised to offer a preferred dividend and the Nextbridge hydrocarbon. And about 4 days before all of this was going to start to go down, the stock was abruptly halted, then delisted. Investors' money have been frozen. There have been major complaints about fraud, the way the stock was traded. Apparently, there are transcripts between FINRA and the SEC that reveal maybe even regulators were aware of all of this. So how do you explain the injustice of this case?
I think the big issue that and I've certainly heard those concerns, and I think the big issue that we need to take from this is we need to do a better job communicating about what happens when certain actions happen in the market.
What happens with this particular case? Will they release the FINRA blue sheets for MMTLP? I mean, can we get a sort of post-mortem right now? People are talking about this. People say my money is frozen. That they see this as a deliberate attempt, once again, to derail regular investors.
Agreed.
Well, again, when people are having issues like that, I do encourage you to contact the SEC and
They've contacted
let us know.
the SEC. Hester, that's why you're on the show. Please help us out here. I mean, this is the runaround. Listen, we were promised dark pools, pay for order flow. All of these things have been thrown up as the things that could be changed for the last 3 years. Are you waiting for individual investors to lose interest, to lose all of their money? They're not going to do either of those things, and still, it's the waiting game. The complaints have been filed. When do we get some action on those complaints?
Well, I mean, there's one thing dealing with current issues, which, again, I urge people to write in. It sometimes does take some time to sort through these issues, but we do take those inquiries seriously. In terms of the policy issues that you raised, I think we have to level set here, and I do believe that our equity market structure works quite effectively now for retail investors. Now, are there changes that we can make? Absolutely. Should we look at what those changes are? Absolutely. But we have to do things in a deliberate manner so that we don't break things along the way and end up with a worse market structure. We actually now have no commission environment. We have the ability for people to trade very much more easily and cheaply than they ever have before, and I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, well, listen, I would rather pay a commission not to be ripped off in a different kind of way. I mean, people are hip to all of this, so, you sound like a hedge fund brochure when you say that. That's not the Hester that came on the scene a few years ago.
And there are certainly options for people who would prefer to pay commissions. I want to make sure that we have lots of different options in our market so that people who want commissions can pay commissions, people who don't have to.
All right, Hester, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much, and
Thanks
hope to
for
hear
having
from you
me.
again soon. Thanks.